So, recently I started reading this book called Zero to One. So, I just read 30 or 40 pages of this book, but I really like this book. So, I just want to read out some quotes I have underlined while reading this book. So, let's start with the first page. So, the first page, the second page says is the single most powerful pattern I have noticed in that is that successful people find value in unexpected places, and they do this by thinking about businesses from first principles instead of formulas. So it's a really hard quote. Let's move on to the next one. Brilliant thinkers is rare, but courage is an even shorter supply than genius. So courage is more important than being brilliant. The third quote is at the macro level, the single word for horizontal progress is globalization. So it's not really a quote, but I have liked it, so I underlined it. Oh, and the fourth one is the single word for vertical zero to one progress is technology. Technology in the business is most important thing, I guess. Moving on to the next. Yeah, it's really a good one. If your product requires advertising or salesperson to sell it, it's not good enough. Technology is primarily about product development, not distribution. So if you think you have a large user base or you are famous and by using that fame you are going to sell your products, you are in wrong thinking. If the product is bad, no matter how good your distribution is, you are going to be fail. So the only sustainable growth is viral growth. Nice one. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one is the next one is if you want to create and capture lasting value, don't build an undifferentiated commodity businesses. So the author is trying to say that if you want to create a lasting value, don't build the business which don't have any differentiation between other competitors of yours. Be different. So the next one is the competitive ecosystem pushes people toward ruthless or death. Competition in business is really bad for the both of the parties. I hope you get that. Money is either an important thing or it's everything. That's really great. Monopoly Monopolists can afford to think about things other than making money. Being a monopoly in business is what author is trying to suggest us. So moving on to the next. If your industry is in competitive equilibrium, the death of your business won't matter to the world. I hope you get that. Monopoly is the condition of every successful business. If you look at Google or Microsoft, they have the monopoly in their own businesses. Creative monopoly means new products that benefits everybody and sustainable profit for the creator. That's the next quote. So moving on to the next. But really it's competition, not businesses. That is likely war. Allegedly necessary, supposedly violent, but ultimately destructive. So in this quote, author is trying to compare the competition likely to be like war. In the war, we fight, we think we won, but at the end, destruction is happened at both ends. Moving on to the next. War is a costly business. Competition can make people hallucinate opportunities where none exist. That's a really good one. Next one is, if you can't beat a rival, it may be better to merge. Competition is always bad for the business. Collaboration is always better than competition. It's not written in book, but I am trying to tell you. Sometimes you have to fight. Where that's true, you should fight and win. There is no middle ground. Either don't throw any punches or strike hard and get end it quickly. So great business is defined by its ability to generate cash flows in the future. It's not what you make, it's what you are worth. I heard it in a web series. So moving on to the next. As a good rule of thumb, proprietary technology must be at least 10 times better than its closest substitute in some important dimension to lead to a real monopolistic advantage. In the business, technology is what matters the most. If you want to build a monopoly, a good startup should have the potential for great scale built into its first design. So, if you want to build a scalable business, you have to start thinking about scaling from the start. So, I think that would end my 30 or 56 pages. I actually read 65 pages of this book, 56 pages of this book, and let me tell you, I'm I really much love this book. So I will suggest you can, if you want to learn about business and startups, you can go for this book. After I complete this book, I'm gonna make one more video